Okay, IB students, we're going to talk about extrapolation and validity first, and then we're going to talk about piecewise functions. So extrapolation is when you use linear regression lines to predict data outside, values outside of the data. So, an example of using linear regression, if we look at the example that we did the other day, here we had this graph, and our data started at 20 for x and ended at 48. So extrapolation would be if I used values of x greater than 48. So my domain for this data is between 20 and 48 for the x values. Now the range, if you look at the lowest y value is 20, the highest y value is 33. So the appropriate range is 20 to 33. Okay. Now extrapolation usually is not safe because basically I only have data between here and here. So if I wanted to find data in this area or this area, it would be extrapolation because I don't have data to make a prediction for values in these areas. Okay, so I almost forgot. There's another definition that I didn't write here. Interpolation. So if I'm using interpolation, that is data within the domain and range. Okay, the book didn't mention it, but I thought that's useful for you to know. Okay, so validity is making a decision on the quality of my prediction. So basically, if my equation is using for extrapolation, the validity is not good. If I'm using the equation of the line to do interpolation, then the validity is good. So let's do an example. So here's the equation from the previous example, on the earlier example. So I've got this equation, and I want to find the value of x, the value of y when x is 35. So I'm going to plug in 35 for x. So I get 0.437 times 35 plus 11.1, and I get y equals 26.39, so let's call it 26.4. Remember 3 significant figures, okay? Okay, 3 significant figures. That's important for the IB test. Now, 35. Is that within my domain? Yes. So is that extrapolation? No, because it's within the domain. Okay, so the validity is good. Because it is interpolation. Okay? So they're going to probably ask you, is this extrapolation? What is the validity? So you're going to need to know the answer for both of these. Now, find the value of y when x is 60. Same sort of thing. You're going to plug it into the equation. So let's do it again. 0.437 times 60 plus 11.1. And I get y equals 37.32. Okay. So here's my value, 37.32. Go back to the data. Is this, if I'm plugging in 60, I'm not within the data, am I? If I'm plugging in 60, I'm outside of the range. So if I'm outside of the range, this is extrapolation, because this number is bigger than the domain allows. Okay, so the validity is not good. Okay, and the reason is because of extrapolation. Okay, it's important that you write careful notes, because if we do homework in math space, or if you do homework in the book and you only write down answers, then this is the only thing you can reference when you're studying and preparing for the IB test. Okay, piecewise function. A function that is broken into multiple parts. Here's the example that's in the book. I think it's a good example. Find the value when x is 0. So if x is 0, y is going to be equal to 4. When x is 6, then we're going to have to plug in 6 in for x, which is negative 6 plus 7, that's equal to y equals 1. Okay, state the domain. The lowest value is negative 2, the highest value is 7. So my domain is between negative 2 and 7. Okay, and okay, and then we're going to plot this. So for values of between negative 2 and 3, our equation of the line is 4, right? Now, for values greater than 3, we're going to use that equation. So if I plug in 3, negative 3 plus 7 is 4, right? If I plug in 7, then we're going to have negative 7 plus 7, which is going to give me 0. My slope is negative 1, so it's going to go down 1 each time. Okay, there we go. Hope this helps you with your homework.